Kenneth Egan, we're here at the Sport Ireland Olympic Home Tour with FBD Insurance. How are you feeling to be here today?
This is the final leg, thank God. We've been on the road for the last couple of days. We started in Cork, went up to Galway, up to Belfast, and back to Dublin today. And look at it, the sun is still shining. It's a fantastic tour.
Unbelievable. And how has it been for all the families? Obviously they can't travel to the Olympics this year. It's devastating for them, but it's great to have them here and to create that excitement.
I think it's important that we recognise the hard work that all their kids have put in over the last number of years to try and qualify, and it is a special thing to be an Olympian. And I think to mark that, it was important that we got out there to let them know that we are thinking of them, to talk to them, to meet up with them, to let them know that, their kids have done something wonderful. They've become part of this elusive club of being an Olympian, and that's a special thing. So I think when they came together, they really appreciated that, and I think it was a great idea by Sport Ireland to do these things, and it's been a fantastic tour so far.
And as you said, it is a very special thing to be an Olympian. It's something that never leaves you. You wake up every day as an Olympian.
Yeah, I thank God I qualified in 2008, but it was a hard struggle. I tried to qualify in 2004 and I failed. So it's not as easy as it looks. It's a grueling journey, if you like. But once you get there, I think that the weight is off your shoulders and you just go out and express yourself. And I think hopefully the athletes that we have qualified this time around can do that. Go out and express themselves and try and get super performances out of themselves.
And it's a very young team, probably the youngest we've ever had going to Olympic Games. Does that play a part too, that it's their first Olympics? It's quite overwhelming when you get there too.
I think it's great that we have such a big team this time around. When I qualified, it was 51 on the team. Now there's 112 or 13 qualified, so it's fantastic. But in my sport, boxing, we got 7 qualified, and it's a young team. So when they go out there now, they're going to perform, and win, lose or draw is a great experience for them, and that'll allow them build on 4 years' time. Then we can go out to Paris and probably perform out there and get medals as well.
Absolutely, and obviously the preparation and that has been a bit different. Obviously with COVID, they haven't had probably the training camps that they would have liked to have had. I'm sure they did their own thing off the back, but it's a little bit different this time round.
Yeah, look, they had to think on their feet, and a lot of the lads that when the first lockdown came, had to train on their own and send in videos of their training sessions to the coaches to pick up on. So it was very, very challenging, but they've got together, they've stuck together, and thank God we got 7 qualified. But it's like that all over the world. All the athletes are in the same boat, so it's about forgetting about that now. They're in the Olympic Village and they're ready to perform.
And hopefully we do have a few medal prospects. We've Aidan and Michaela Walsh out there, brother and sister. That's unbelievable. And Kelly Harrington as well. You'd be hoping that she hopefully goes all the way and brings home the gold.
I think Kelly Harrington is a sublime athlete. She's world champion. She's going out here now with a lot of weight on her shoulders. Everyone's talking about it's a gold medal, no problem. But it's not as easy as that. She has to go out there and perform. But she's a confident girl. She's put in all the work. Emma Brennan's fighting in a couple of hours. Yes. He's another dub. So look, anything can happen in Olympic Games. World champions get beaten in their first fights. So look, it's a strange competition. But let's just see. Let's take it one round at a time, one fight at a time. And please God, we'll have a few in the medal stages.
And boxing's obviously a massive sport for Ireland, especially at the Olympics. It's where we're always so successful. I suppose in recent years it's probably got bigger and bigger in Ireland. Does it get the recognition it deserves?
It does. Obviously Rio was a bit of a letdown because we had the best team on paper travelling to Rio. Michael Collins, the Joe Wards, Paddy Barnes, Katie Taylor. Fantastic team on paper, but we just didn't perform on the day. So boxing is a fantastic sport in this country. We punch well above our weight, pardon the pun, but we really are a strong nation when it comes to boxing. But I think Rowan is sneaking up behind us now. Rowan are getting very strong as well. So I think the medal hopes for this Olympic Games could be Rowan and boxing, please God.
And when you arrived at the Olympics for you, do you remember that overwhelming feeling? Was it excitement? Was it nerves? What was it like? Just trying to capture what the guys might be feeling.
Yeah, look, it's obviously different this time round. There's no massive audience, no big crowds. The atmosphere is going to be different. But when I got there in Beijing, they outdone themselves out there for the Olympic Games. The Olympic Village was phenomenal, and all the arenas were full to capacity. Something that I'll always remember, the connection we had as a team, as a unit of 5 boxers going out there and coming back with 3 medals was a special time. A long time ago now, mind you, but it's always a distant memory, but a good one at that.
And obviously out in Tokyo you have the heat, humid. It's probably a bit like today. We're sweltering here today. But yeah, is that something to take into account? I suppose boxing, it's inside, they have the aircon. But for the other athletes, say the athletics, they really have to take that into account.
Yeah, the heat is going to be horrendous out there, I believe. But they've all been out there a number of weeks before the game starts, so they're going to climatise and get ready. But it's going to be a challenge for everyone, and it's just about getting the performance right, getting the head right on the day, and just executing that plan. That's what it's about. And the Olympic Games, it's about millimetres, it's about inches, And if you just perform on the day, and your luck is on your side, all of a sudden you find yourself on a podium, or it's fantastic.
And I think sometimes people forget, as we're all watching here from home, you know, we're sitting at home watching, like, the unbelievable talent that's out there from every country. It's just massive to be there. Never mind, you know, go on and win. It's just massive for them just to be there.
I think, and it's so true, you know, like once an Olympian, always an Olympian. And all them guys have done the hard work across all sports. They're all Olympians now, 112 or 13 of them. So that's a special thing to have on your CV. But I'm sure there's a few of them out there that are actually fancying their chances now to get on a podium, because once you qualify, that's the hard part. So look, it's great that we have such a big team, and I think it's getting stronger and stronger. Like I said, the more we get to Olympic Games every 4 years, the better chance we have of obviously achieving medals. So that's the way we need to keep going now. We need to keep the Olympics in the public eye, not only every 4 years, but all year round, every year, to get kids, young kids, to aspire to be Olympians, and not just be GAA and hurling, which are fantastic sports. But let's push it a bit further and try and get kids involved in Olympic sports.
And for you growing up, was that what it was like for you? Were you always aspiring to be an Olympian?
I remember watching Michael Crute win his gold medal in 1992, and I was 8 years of age. You know, my eldest brother was a boxer. He brought me to the club, and I just started from there. That was a distant achievement of mine, that I wanted to be an Olympian. And all of a sudden, 18 years later, 18 years it took me to get to my Olympic place. So it's a long, grueling career, if you like, but it's worth it, you know, when you qualify.
It's tough, the amount of work that goes into 18 years to keep focused. You know, you can have the talent, but I always say mentally is probably even tougher to keep going.
I think when people talk about talent, you know, it only gets you so far. Like I've been on teams with guys that had more talent in their little finger than I had my whole body, but they hadn't got the discipline. They never, you know, they couldn't keep up the training. They wouldn't turn up. Their diet wouldn't be right. They wouldn't be making weight, and they'd just fall off to the side. Where I remained there. I don't know whether I was just stubborn or just mad, but I kept coming back every year and just pushing myself to the limit all the time. And I think that kind of a mindset got me across the line. It wasn't my talent as well. Okay, there was a bit of talent there, but it was that work rate though, and you know, that real deep down want to try and qualify that got me across the line.
Well, you're being very modest. Obviously a silver medalist in Beijing. I remember your homecoming. I remember watching it and just being like, oh my God, whoa. It really like took me back. I'm sure it really took you back.
Yeah, look, when you think of it, like, you know, we're only a small country, you know, 4.5, 5 million people, and to come back with an Olympic medal. I've come through that airport many a time with medals, and to be known there only, you know, a journalist and a reporter, you know, so to come back to the airport the way it was just crazy, and it was great. It was, you know, to get kids back into the club, started to fill up again. Boxing clubs were inundated with requests, and boys and girls. It was brilliant. I think obviously Katie Taylor 4 years later, but that's what we need. That's why we need Olympic sport on the agenda, you know, is to get kids active, get them to aspire to be something great, you know, and that's what I did, you know, and I went out there and got the business done and come back a local hero, and you know, it was a fantastic achievement.
Absolutely, and as you said, if you didn't see it, you know, if you didn't see it that time that you wanted to be an Olympian, if Katie Taylor never seen it, how would you believe it? How would you know you wanted to be it?
And that's exactly it. And that's why we need to keep this Olympic movement going year in, year out, and not just every 4 years. It's very important that we keep the Olympic movement on the agenda, letting kids know that the Olympics is achievable. I'm a normal Joe So from a normal housing estate. They put the work in, sacrificed, trained hard, made weight again, then again after that. And you know, it's not easy, but it is possible. It's possible for anyone to be an Olympian.
Absolutely, and you've done it. And so who do you think the medal prospects will be then?
Well, look, on paper, we could look at Kelly Harrington, obviously trying to get a medal there. I don't know what colour it's going to be. People are talking about being gold, but look, any colour will do us at all. Kelly Harrington be one. Kurt Walker's an exceptional talent as well. He's a tough draw as well, though. He's fighting Uzbek in his next fight. He could be a chance. Brendan Irvine. Emma Brennan could be a dark horse at 81 kilos, my old weight, you know. So, look, and then the brother and sister then, it's Aidan and Michaela. It's a great team. It really is a good team. But let's just look at the performances, and once we get the performance right, the results will look after themselves.
Absolutely, and obviously we're here because the families can't be there, so we're excited to meet all them. They obviously can't be there, the fans can't be there, there's no supporters. Does that have any impact on it?
Yeah, I was only talking about this the other day. Like, it could go either way. You know, you might have lads there that feel the pressure of family members being in the crowd, and they could latch onto that and hear their voices and kind of get distracted. Whereas now they don't have to worry about that. They don't have to worry about going out and meeting their family after a fight, or it's just them out in there. And look, those boxers have travelled all over the world in many different competitions. It's the same ring, it's the same one referee, 5 judges, 1 opponent. It's the exact same thing, only that it's under an Olympic banner. So they need to simplify it and keep it simple. Forget about the crowd. They don't need to be worrying about anything else, just what's going on in the ring.
Absolutely. So for some, it probably could work in their favour. Maybe a less pressure in a way.
Exactly. You know, they're not, like I said, they're not having the pressure of trying to perform in front of their family members, their siblings, or whoever it is. So they're just going out there just to express themselves in a simple environment, quiet environment, get the job done, and get back out of the ring and straight back to their digs or their apartment.
Absolutely. And for you now, involved in boxing, how are you finding it all?
Yeah, I'm still coaching, do a small bit of coaching, looking after a couple of lads, maybe some year I'd like to get back into the high performance when I've kind of settled a little bit. I have a 5-year-old daughter that I want to spend time with, so when you get back into the coaching full time, you're back on the move again, you're travelling all over the world, and I'm not ready for that yet, so I'm doing a small bit at the moment, which suits me, and I think I'll just stick with that for the time being.
And your 5-year-old daughter, will she maybe get involved in sport in somehow?
Well, we tried with football now. She's not too keen now, so we're going to try gymnastics next. If it's last resort, I'll probably push her into boxing
Why last resort?
because it's a hard game, and I think she's too pretty for boxing anyway. So I'll probably hold her off on that one.
Brilliant. And looking back at all your career, do you have a highlight? Is it the Olympic Games?
In my sporting career, definitely it's been to perform as well as I did for those 2 weeks in August in 2008. It was the best boxing I ever produced in my life, and to do it on a bigger stage, it's crazy, But I'd say the Olympic Games was my obviously my greatest achievement, and obviously getting that silver medal.
And for your family, what did it mean to them?
Yeah, all my family were over there apart from my mum, because she's not into flying, So they were all there, and it was great to have them there. And it is unfortunate that the Olympics this time around they don't have their family there to support them, but I'm sure they know that the way things are now with social media and all, they know their families are backing them 100%. But I was lucky to have my family with me over there in Beijing, and the whole lot of them, it was great. You could hear them cheering in the crowd, the ole ole singing in a crowd of 14,000 people. So it was a great time, and a great time for Irish boxing as well.
And obviously you're travelling around now at the minute with Rob Heffernan, Sonia O'Sullivan. Pretty good company to have.
For me sins, yeah. No, a bit of crack with Rob and Sonia. They're great. They're amazing athletes, We had a bit of dinner last night, and we were talking about the old times and different races and different fights and different achievements. But I'm amongst royalty here, and it's great, But we're all in the same boat. We've all had dreams when we were young. We achieved them, and now we're trying to get I suppose give back and let people know that the Olympic movement is a powerful movement, and to become an Olympian is possible.
Brilliant, Kenny. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.